My name is Yushima Cherry Burks. I'm the author of Picking Up the Pieces to 100 Broken Promises and the author of the Companion Workbook to Picking Up the Pieces to 100 Broken Promises. My books are about learning how to show up for yourself and depending on God, even in those times when you feel alone. The Creator, whatever your higher power may be. It's about expectations and disappointment. It's about family and friendships and the different ways that they show up in your life and how to set boundaries and what to do when that relationship no longer fits within your life's script. It's about healing from interpersonal trauma and learning who you are, what you want for yourself. So often we become moms and wives and significant others, partners, teachers, therapists, and we take on the role of our titles. Some of my clients have no idea what it is that they like, how they like their eggs, or what their favorite meals are, because we tend to adapt and adjust to those around us. So this book helps you get to the root of who you are. Picking Up the Pieces to 100 Broken Promises was written in real time. It was actually pieces of my journals throughout the years, coupled with exercises from evidence-based practices that I utilize with my clients and Bible verses that helped me through the harder times. I was nervous about publishing my book because I was concerned about how my family would feel. I put it all out there, but I was raised to keep our business in our home and out of the streets. But I remember my dad telling me before he passed, he said, "Hun, if they wanted a different narrative, they should have treated you differently." I felt like that was fair, but I know I was objective in the way that I shared my story. I never want to show anyone in a bad light. Writing has always been a way that I've been able to process what's going on in my world at any given time. I've written letters to people that they will never read. It's all about the process for me. It's about making my thoughts tangible enough to control them. It's about healing. My biggest fear about publishing my book was receiving backlash about some of the choices that I made in my life. My story does not sugarcoat anything. It's about my decisions, my experiences, my mistakes. I talk about unfinished pregnancies, taking risky behaviors. Um, but honestly, I haven't received the negativity that I thought I would. Instead, my readers have been supportive because I've told their stories as well. And they were able to connect with me through our shared experiences, the good and the bad. My only ask from my readers is for you to begin your own healing journey. I knew my book would be triggering, which is why I created the workbook to help you work through your own issues, which may come up while you're reading my book. I've had some readers say, "I just had to put your book down for a few days and work on the workbook so I can process some of my stuff. It brought up some old memories, it brought up some old feelings." Some of us have ended up having sessions because I'm open to that. You purchase my books. And then I've had some that said, "I read your entire book in one sitting. I cannot believe all the things you were talking about. Girl, I couldn't put it down." So whatever your process is, honor your process. One takeaway from my book that I want readers to have is it doesn't matter who hurt you. Hear me out. It doesn't matter who hurt you because it's still your responsibility to heal. The reality of the matter is that you may never receive a genuine apology. Think about it. How many times have you been hurt, disrespected, or, held bitterness and unforgiveness toward people who didn't apologize. How many people do you have on that list, right? That list can be very long, especially if you're waiting for them to come to you and apologize before you can forgive them. You may never receive that apology, but your self-worth is not in any way a reflection about how others treated you. It shows their shortcomings. You're worth the work that it would take to heal from your own trauma. And look at it like this: it's your duty to heal. It's your duty, it's your right, it's your privilege, and it's available. I've always been the one to show up for others. No one knew that I was broken and operating from a space of need and lacking, pain and strife, depression. I've become pretty good at identifying other people's needs because as a child, I had to learn how to show up for my mom in ways that will diminish her wrath. So we had to become a mind reader and guess what she needed before she said it. Guess what she needed before she even knew what she needed, right? And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had this experience. She did the best that she could, but she was hurting as well. And I made it my responsibility, or it was put on me, to be the one to fix broken people, even as a child. So as an adult, I started showing up for people in those spaces, but I was broken. So it was difficult to be vulnerable writing this book as a professional female therapist who expressed suicidal ideations, who expressed tales of abuse. And I talked about my son who literally tried to kill me. He has poisoned me, set the house on fire, jumped out of two-story windows, stolen things. Um, he tried to kill his little brother and his dad. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. So yeah, it was difficult to put all of that out there, but it was also necessary, and I'm glad I did it. Honestly, you guys, my book is a story about hope because the underdog wins in the end. Yes, I was a teen mom, but I didn't get a show. It was not glamorized. In fact, I was put down and disrespected. I was told I would amount to nothing. I was a high school dropout, but now I help students navigate the barriers that make it difficult for them to complete traditional high school by providing them with mental health therapy as a clinical therapist. I give them resources and referrals, educational and career counseling. I was abused and misused. Now I know how to set healthy boundaries, and I have a loving husband and a son that adores me, my littlest. I became a clinical therapist and an internationally known author. And now I own my own business, helping others heal from the trauma of abuse. I want readers to know that they can achieve their goals and that their past doesn't define them, no matter how much it impacts them. I'm no guru on social media, but I'm learning new ways to share my story, no matter how difficult it is. I'm learning ways to promote myself in my books. I do enjoy giving tips about mental health. I have some funny videos out there, but I also have some controversial videos out there. So if you Google me, just be prepared. Never know what you're going to get. I'm on TikTok and YouTube more than anything. Did I say TikTok? I'm showing my age. TikTok and YouTube more than anything. I do visit Instagram from time to time. Instagram is like that cousin that owes you money. So you don't really talk to them that much, but they are funny. Or like that friend that only call you when they need something. Instagram and me, we don't really get along that well. My number's not growing. It's not giving what it was supposed to have gave, right? TikTok invited me right in like a grandma with the big arms. Just come on, baby. TikTok was really just loving and inviting. I have thousands of followers on that. YouTube has been a slow, steady growth, right? That's your great grandma. But Instagram is that ex-boyfriend that cheated on you. But you still answer the phone every now and again when he calls you just to see how he's doing, just to check in. But you never want to go back and connect with him permanently. Yep, so I'm learning social media. And I guess it's learning me too. I guess. Well, my writing style. In the mornings, I give God the first moments of my day and the last moments of my night. I write in the morning while I'm still in the bed before anyone wakes up. I also keep notebooks and little pieces of paper and sticky notes all over my house. So when I have an idea, or if I need to jot something down, if I need to process something, I always have access to my lifeline, which is my paper and my pen. It's always been that way.